Today I wanted to talk to you about nettles. As much of a pain as in the ass they are also really, really good for your plants. Also, you can kill aphids with them. Aphids? Aphids with them. One you kill with the juice and the other one you make a slurry with it. So obviously, instead of calling it a slurry, well, because that's what it is, you know it's not going to be smelling pretty, but on the other hand, it is really, really good. It's completely biological. I kind of have nettles sort of dotted all over the place, but I sort of, not a nettle farm, but I keep some at the back of the property. I've got quite a few there, and I just keep on letting them grow, and then obviously I'm going to harvest them for my juice. No, for my slurry. Anyway, for my stinky stuff. So here we are at the back of the property, and there is plenty of nettle growing all over the place. So what you need to do if you make the slurry, you need to collect round about 1 kilo of nettles. It sounds a hell of a lot. It's around about sort of 10 to 15 stems. If you make the juice, which you're going to spray on the aphids, you need about 2 handfuls. While I enjoy the odd pain, but you know what, gloves is always a good thing when it comes to collecting nettles. And I can never find a matching pair, which is really annoying. But anyway, let's collect some nettles. So, my bouquet of nettles. I'm sure Jane will appreciate it. However, let's get back and start preparing le jus. So I'm trying to be all organized today. So, Jane made this fabulous little table. It used to be an old barbecue. But you know what, and this is why I'm keeping her around, because she's super with stuff. Right? Yeah. Anyway, let's get the difference in between the slurry and let's just call it juice. Yeah, I guess. So what you need to do, first of all, obviously take off all the roots. And for the juice, you need about 2 handfuls of chopped, I keep on wanting to say parsley, it's not fucking parsley. You need 2 handfuls of chopped, what is it again?
Nettles, darling.
Nettles. Fuck. Anyway, so 2 handfuls of chopped nettles. Then this is a 2.5 litre pot, so I'm just going to jam it in here. Then I'm going to fill it up with 2 litres, round about 2 litres of rainwater, and let it sit for 12 to 24 hours. Let's face it, it's going to be 24 hours. After that, you put it into a spray can. Yes, into one of those spray things, and then you just basically spray it on the plants that is infested with the aphids. And they die. And their death gives me joy. It really does. Oh look, all pastel-y today. Very Don Johnson. I cut the roots off. So let's just figure out what around about 2 hands full would be. I guess about this. So you can chop them or you can tear them. I'm more in a tearing kind of mood.
But you have to dilute it to make what happens.
Yeah, I mean this is for the juice in itself. You just use as it is, because I mean this is to kill the aphids. If you're talking about the slurry, that you have to dilute, definitely. And also this juice you can keep for, you should use it within about 3 days after it's made. So obviously today, so tomorrow afternoon I'll be using it. And then, I mean, it's only 2.5 litres, so you know exactly how quick they go when you go. And obviously you have to make the noise. And then just put in water. Trust it, rainwater. Let it sit for 24 hours, then put this without the nettle in a spray can or spray bottle, and then kill the aphids. Then we're talking about aphid genocide. The rest I'm going to make the slurry with. When I'm talking about slurry, yes, it does smell. It's a mix in between diarrhea and wet fart. And you all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so obviously when you create this stuff, I wouldn't necessarily put it anywhere near where you'll be sitting, because you will smell it. You can put it near where your neighbors are sitting if they are the undesirable kind, but I just leave it at the back here somewhere. So now I cut all the roots off, and big bowl I mean, that's what I use. I mean, obviously you can use other containers. One thing you cannot use for either one of them is anything out of metal, because obviously the metal will then oxidize with the juice or the slurry and it'll ruin it. So, you know, anything plastic, wood, I don't know, stone, whatever, no metal. And now, you know, same idea, break them up. And it's round about, you know, you say, you know, a kilo. Round about a kilo of nettles per 10 liters of rainwater. By the way, if you don't have rainwater, just use tap water and let it sit for 2 or 3 days so all the chlorine can evaporate. However, when it comes to using the slurry, you have to dilute it, because if you put it on, which we have done in the past, we put it on without diluting it and the plant pretty much died. So when you dilute, use 1 liter per 10, well, 1 to 10. Now we're just going to add the water, and then we're going to let it sit for 2 to 3 weeks in a sunny place, if possible. And then it's going to start fermenting and bubbling, and this is basically what starts the smelling process. So kind of, you know, when it ferments, it's kind of like it's creating farts, so easy as that. After 2 to 3 weeks, it should not be foamy anymore. And then obviously the smell isn't quite as bad anymore as it was, you know, while it is fermenting. And you kind of filtered the juice. And then obviously you diluted it, as I said, 1 to 10. So 1 part of nettle juice or nettle slurry to 10 parts of water. Oh yes, you can keep it for around about 2 to 3 months. And I think I said it all that needs to be said, so we are done. I'll talk to you guys later. Go make slurry.